Yeah. Deep Thoughts.
All right, welcome to the Deep Thoughts Podcast, episode 19.
We're back.
Back after another 2 months, like we said.
Yep.
We did say it was going to be like another 2 months probably before the next episode.
Yeah,
I think we were joking at the time, but it ended up being true.
yeah, we got a little busy again, so we'll see you guys in 3
Debatable.
months. Yeah. All right, let's kick this off hot, Zach. What do you got in store for us?
All right, well, I did go camping recently, and I have a pretty funny story about that.
Well, let's hear it.
Yeah, so recently I bought a truck. It's just an old piece of shit. It's
Nice.
like 31 years old or something. It was $650, so I just kind of drive it around and kind of beat it up on the trails and stuff. But we set up camp and everything. And before we got to the campsite, we stopped at Walmart. And I was like, I'll see what they have there for like alcohol stuff, and they don't have much because it's Walmart in Idaho.
Yeah.
But they had like these like cider things that were like, sure, I've never tried them before. I think it was like Red's Hard Cider or something.
Fancy.
Yeah, not really. It's pretty trashy, but they're like little like 10-ounce things, but it's like 8% alcohol or something like that.
Okay.
And so we were going out there, and I was like, I had like I think 2 or 3, and I was like, all right. But then for some reason at one point I guess I made it my mission to like go through as many as possible.
Oh my god.
So like every time, once I got to like 5 on, every time I finished one I'd like crush it and like huck it.
Jeez.
And then I remember, I think I was at like number 7, and then I was just sitting in my camping chair, and I was like, oh man, I'm feeling like, I think I'm done drinking for the night. And then the next thing I know, I woke up in the back of my truck.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't know what happened, so in a little bit before that, we had got like gallons of water for like the trip just to like drink out of and stuff for drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
And Walmart has the great idea of, instead of having a screw top, they have like a pop top on their gallons of water. And so when we're going off these like trails and stuff, it gets pretty bumpy. And I left my gallon in like the back in my like truck bed next to like the cooler and stuff. So when I went to go get a drink, the cap was off and there was no water left in it.
Oh my god.
But for some reason, there was no trace of any water being left anywhere in the truck bed, so I was really confused. I was like, what the hell happened to that water?
Oh, geez.
Well, it must have soaked into the wood or something. That was like a layer on top of my bed, like for scratches and stuff, so it doesn't get all like super scratched up in there.
Mm-hmm.
So when I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, I was soaking wet.
Oh my god.
And so I was soaking wet in the back of my truck, and it was like 32 degrees.
Jeez.
I was like, I can't believe it didn't get hypothermia. And then I finally went back to sleep. I don't know how I fell back asleep because I was like miserable in there.
Yeah, that sounds
and then
awful.
I woke up, I think like at 8:30 or something. I'm pretty sure I was still drunk. And then I was like, oh man, like it's so weird. Like what happened? Like I just remember sitting in my chair and then just waking up in there. And then my friend Peyton, who I went with, he's like, dude, you. I was like, I remember I was at like number 7 out of like the 12 pack or whatever, and he's like, dude, you drink them all.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't remember that, so I think there was actually one left, so I had like 11 out of the 12. Jeez. And then apparently at one point, and then I also had like a couple of shots too.
Oh my gosh, what was wrong with you?
And then at one point, I guess this is like when I was already blacked out, I don't remember this at all, but apparently I took like this glass, it was like a different cider that like my friend Nolan had, but he was like kind of sharing them. Mm-hmm. And so apparently I just popped the top off the back of his Jeep, and I just chugged the entire thing in like 3 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't remember any of this, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Jeez.
It's just so bizarre, like hearing someone explain a situation like that you're in, and you have no recollection of it.
Yeah, blacking out and having to be told what happened is pretty awful.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny though.
Yeah, I mean,
Man, it's like, man, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
It sounds like a wild time.
You just had to be there, Zach. It's a great time. Should have seen yourself.
Yeah. So yeah, after I was done, I was like, I'm not in the mood for any of these ciders. So that last one, I just threw away.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Oh, jeez.
I guess just at one point the beast took over, and
yeah, I guess so. It's like a fun camping trip.
I just thought it would have been funny if I just woke up at home in my bed,
and
I'm like, my truck's out there, everything's organized and put away.
It's all a dream. Oh man, well, I don't really have much to top that.
Besides dying.
Yeah, jeez.
So apparently when they were like, putting me in the truck or whatever, and then my other friend, no one that was there, he shut the back of the truck and he told Penny, he's got about a 30% chance of making it. And I say,
jeez. You guys not have tents or anything?
No, because I got a canopy for my truck, so I can just sleep in the back. And I just had like a mattress pad and some blankets and stuff, and that I hooked up.
So is your mattress pad all fucked now?
Well, it's not like it's kind of a weird material. It's almost like a yoga mat type thing. So where it's not like really like a cotton like mattress type thing. It's just like a little pad to like rest a sleeping bag on or something.
That makes sense. But
that's fine. It was just wet from the wood. But once that dried out, it's fine.
That's good to know. Alright, jeez. Well, what a fun story. Pretty rough 2 months for you, I guess.
Yeah, apparently. So I'm lucky to be alive and here for this podcast.
Damn, I guess so. Shit.
See, I always have that problem when I'm drinking where it's like I don't really feel anything, but then it just all hits me at once.
Oh, I know. Yeah, binge drinking is pretty rough.
So no, well, I mean, not even binge drinking, just like casually here and there, and then it still does the same thing where like I don't really feel anything until a certain point, and then I'm like, whoa.
That's weird.
I know.
It's always weird, like, when you drink a lot. I think I've talked about this before. When you just chug, like, especially if it's like hard day, if you just drink a lot of it at one time, and then you just don't feel it, but then you kind of start feeling it a little bit, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
And there's just like a minute of just like, you're just like panicking, and you're just like, oh, this is going to be bad. And then
I was like, what if that makes it worse?
Yeah, I don't know. Your brain just starts going, and then...
And you just had like one too many shots, like too fast.
Yeah.
And you're just like, alright, that was a mistake.
Yeah, it's...
And then, you ever get like those weird moments where it's like you're like very self-aware. It's like you're like just trying your hardest to like focus on whatever you're doing or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like you're like where you know it's like okay, I'm like super messed up right now, but it's like almost like your thought process like clears up a little bit.
Yeah.
Where you're like your mind is sober for a second, but like all of your senses are fucked up, so you're just like really in this weird state.
Yeah, it's super weird.
Where you're like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom or whatever, and then I'm just focusing as hard as you can. It's like just moving your body from one room to the other.
Gosh. Alcohol's one hell of a drug.
It's pretty fun though.
Yeah, damn right. I wish I was old enough to drink.
Yeah, you're almost there.
Yeah, almost. Alright.
Anyway, did you see Endgame? That was like 2 months old.
I did see Endgame, yeah. Let's talk about some previous events. I thought it was good. I mean, I was sick when I went and saw it, so I kind of had like the sniffles.
So the best thing to do is go to a 3-hour movie in public.
Yeah, exactly. So it was pretty rough. But I mean, it was a good movie. Like the first half was kind of slow, but you know.
I mean, they kind of needed to after the way the Infinity War ended.
Yeah, well, I think Infinity War was better than Endgame, honestly. Because like watching Infinity War, it was just so action packed all the way through, and it was actually kept me intrigued the whole time. Then Endgame was good, but I don't know. I'm not like super into Marvel movies. Like I've seen like all of them, but like I don't know. I thought there was gonna be more crazy stuff that happened.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to like really say because I'm just like a very casual fan of like that series. Like there's still several movies in that whole like 22 movie saga that I didn't even see. Like I didn't see Spider-Man: Homecoming or
really?
Yeah, I didn't see, yeah, no, I wanted to see it. Like I just totally forget about it because I want to see it before the new one comes out in a couple months or whatever.
Yeah. And
then I never saw Captain Marvel or I remember seeing like the first Thor movie. I don't really remember any of it, and I didn't see the second, but I saw Ragnarok. And the Iron Mans, I saw the first one, not the second or third, and I don't even remember like anything about the first one. So it's almost like I haven't seen any Iron Man either. Because I think I watched it once, like when it first came out, like in 2008.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really fuzzy about what happened.
Those are all like the important ones though. Like Iron Man 2 and 3 aren't super crazy. I mean, a lot of people say they aren't very good. And then Thor 1 and 2, a lot of people think are really bad, even though I didn't mind them.
Well, I heard people think 1's okay, but 2 is just like the worst in like that whole Marvel cinematic universe.
Thor Ragnarok I wasn't a huge fan of though, because like they made it just super like funny, and they just like made it so much more relaxed.
But I'd rather have that than like a super boring kind of like serious Thor movie.
I was just so like caught off guard. I was like, why the fuck is like, are they just,
I know,
like,
it's almost like a whole different series
time?
almost. Yeah. Like right from the get-go when he's like swinging down like around like in a net or like around the bad guy or whatever.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, just right off the bat. I'm like, when does Ragnarok even take off from? Is it just immediately after the second movie in the Thor series, or is it after a different point?
I have no idea.
Because I remember he was like trapped, and I was like, okay, what is going on? Because I was like, I didn't see the first two.
Thor Ragnarok came out, I think, a while after Thor 2. I don't think.
Thor 2 I think was like 2013 or something, and then Ragnarok was like 2017.
Yeah, so I don't know. A lot of shit happened in between.
I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. And...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guardians of the
good.
Galaxy 1 I thought was okay, but I watched 2 recently, like a few months ago, and I thought it was just kind of meh.
Really?
Yeah.
I like them both. I don't know. I just think they're pretty entertaining. They're not really. I don't know. They're kind of weird. I don't see them as like the core of the MCU is like fucking Iron Man and Captain America and all that
then
stuff.
Star-Lord is just kind of there.
Yeah.
And then he kind of fucks everybody over.
And he's
Infinity War.
like barely even in the fucking Endgame because he was one of the people that.
Yeah, he's only in like 2 or 3 scenes or something like
Yeah.
that, and that's it.
Yeah, same with Spider-Man. At least he touches the gauntlet at least once.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, then in Infinity War, he just like fucks everything up for everybody. He's basically
Yeah.
the reason like half the population dies.
Yeah, it's bad.
I don't know, but like in that movie, it didn't feel like 3 hours and some change.
Yeah, not
Like
really.
it felt like it was like 2 hours.
Yeah, it went by pretty quick.
But I mean, it was weird. I guess kind of spoilers, but it's been out for
Yeah,
like a
fuck
month
you.
or whatever. But
Yeah.
when they're like, kind of like going back in time to like the first Avengers, like I don't even think I've seen the whole first Avengers movie.
Really?
Yeah, I think I just seen like half of it, and then I think it was like on demand or something. I just like had to go do something and forgot to come back to it.
That's weird.
So those scenes like weren't as like important, or it didn't really like impact me as much as like maybe some other people did. Like when the Captain America fight and everything.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
there's
like fighting himself.
there's some like cool parts of just seeing them go back to like the original movies, but I don't know. I still like Infinity War better.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm gonna say on the matter.
I know that for some reason online there's been a whole lot of hate for Endgame for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I'm not entirely sure why.
People are just never satisfied with finales.
Well, what's really bizarre is that like when the movie first came out, like the first week everybody's like, this is a great movie. And then for some reason there's always like one certain point with like not even just Endgame, but like a bunch of media where like they'll see like a bunch of like negative articles come out about it for some reason, then everybody just starts like a bandwagon hate train on it for some reason.
Yeah.
And I'm not exactly sure why it starts, but it happens for so many things that I'm not sure why. Or it's like the other way around where like people hate something at first and then like they come to like it like the next year or something like that. It was like, yeah, it's actually pretty good. This new thing sucks though.
Yeah. Well, so many haters out there. They just band together all the time. What do you rate Endgame, Zach?
Is this on a 5-star or is it on a 10?
1 to 10.
10. I'd give it like an 8.
An 8? Wow. I'd give it a.
I thought it was really good.
I'll give it a 7.
Yeah, not that our scales really mean anything. So on the scale,
Yeah.
we're kicking it all the way back to episode 2 with zombies or whatever episode that was.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do we get that like a 5?
I think I gave it like a 9. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Zombies is better than Endgame. Better production, better acting. It's just overall.
So yeah, I'd recommend this over zombies.
Yeah.
That's all you really need to know. That's their scale.
Speaking of Disney Channel original movies, I rewatched the Even Stevens movie the other day. It's actually pretty damn good.
Really?
It like the plot in general and just everything about that movie. It's actually pretty well thought out.
It's funny. I think I've seen that movie one time, and for some reason, the only scene that I think of when I think of Even Stevens is when they're holding a peanut. And he's like, "We're gonna split this part up for dinner, and then this part's a little dessert." That's the only scene I remember from Even Stevens.
That's funny.
That's literally. I was like, I have no memory of anything else besides that movie, besides that one like 5-second snippet. I don't know why.
Well, it's so weird because like I never really watched the show all that much. Like I did a little bit, but like the movie,
I kind of want to watch that now.
It's fucking good. I have it on DVD. Probably,
I actually really like Shia LaBeouf stuff.
Yeah,
It's fun to say.
Good, yeah. Shia LaBeouf stuff.
Because I recently watched, not recently, but I saw Disturbia for the first time a few months ago. That was a good movie. Yeah, I kept thinking it was going to be scarier, I guess, but it kept me interested the whole movie.
Yeah. I remember seeing that when I was a lot younger, when I never watched like any scary movies or whatever, and I was like, "Oh man, this movie's so crazy! It's so suspenseful." Probably the scariest movie I'd ever seen at the time.
Yeah, because that was like I think around the time Transformers came out. That was like prime Shia LaBeouf right there.
Oh yeah, the first Transformers is good. I like the first
I do too. And then I remember I saw Revenge of the Fallen in theaters, and that's like a 3-hour movie, and I was like, when the fuck is this movie?
Yeah.
Man? That's a movie where you really feel the 3 hours right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I really want to see Bumblebee, because I've heard that's really good with John Cena.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of different opinions about it.
I mean, like, compared to the previous one, I think it was like number 5 or whatever it was, got like a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, but Bumblebee was like 92%.
Huh.
And like that's a pretty good jump because I think that was the first movie in the series that wasn't directed by Michael Bay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so whoever took over kind of like turned the whole series around.
Yeah. My marketing professor said it was like the worst movie he's ever seen.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright.
That's him.
How old is he?
He's pretty young. He's probably like mid-30s.
Really?
Yeah.
He's like, I like Shia LaBeouf better than John Cena.
Don't we all? Did you know that John Cena is the new host of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that
Nickelodeon,
show was on
too.
still.
Yeah.
Did they just reboot it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, wow.
I heard from various sources. But,
no more
yeah.
Jeff Foxworthy.
no, I guess not. He's moved on to bigger and brighter things, apparently.
Every time I watch that show, I'm like, there's no way this is a 5th grade question. I was like, I don't remember seeing this at all. Like, even when I was in grade school or like just getting out of grade school, like in middle or high school, I was like, what? Like, this is stuff that we even learned.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
I always kind of wanted to get that like Wii game. Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader?
Really? I think I have. I don't know if I have that game, but I have like Big Brain Academy or some shit.
Oh, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I think I got that too.
It's a good game.
Good game.
Ugh. All right.
It's not really why I got the Wii though for trivia games. Or
Yeah, for fucking learning.
got it for
games.
Wii Sports, obviously. That
Yeah.
came with the system.
Gosh, Wii's a great console.
Yeah. Anyways, I was telling you, I watched John Wick 3. That was really good. And the one thing I really like about that is it's like an action movie where they don't do as many like quick cuts.
Oh, really?
You know, where it's like jump back and forth.
Yeah.
So it's like you almost don't even know what's happening because like the camera changes so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like they kind of like have a camera that like follows John Wick through while he's like defeating all the guys like in hand-to-hand combat or something.
That's pretty cool.
And they kind of do like slow pans over to like the other people that are fighting too, so it's not like just jumping back and forth and everything. That's probably like my favorite thing about it too. And like the action scenes, like they don't really use like a whole lot of music. It's just like raw people just fighting, like just almost raw footage, but it's like choreographed so good that it's like it doesn't even really matter.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that. I've never seen a John Wick movie.
Yeah, I have the first one on Blu-ray that you could probably borrow if you wanted to.
Possibly.
I think you would like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like Keanu Reeves?
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like he doesn't really say much like in the series really, but like it seems like every single movie he says less and less. So it's like I feel like Keanu Reeves had like 10 lines in the whole John Wick 3 movie.
Jeez. Does he perform all his own stunts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least like 90% of them or whatever. I mean, which is pretty impressive because he's like 55 years old.
Damn. That's impressive.
I know. I was like, he's going to be like 60 by the time the fourth one comes out.
Oh, man. Any other topics? I got a couple if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
I recently saw the Detective Pikachu movie.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
It was pretty good. I mean, it was solid. The animation and stuff was really good, and all the Pokemon are super cute and they're really nice.
Or disturbing, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean the plot line and the acting was kind of shitty, and it was just like it's fun to watch, like
because he's kind of a no-name guy for like the non-animated person.
Yeah,
star.
well, apparently the main guy was really bad. I did not like him
Really?
as an actor. Yeah, but apparently he was also in the second Jurassic World, like Fallen Kingdom or whatever, which I never saw because fuck
Wow.
Jurassic World. And apparently he was really bad in that
How have I
too.
not heard of this guy then?
Yeah, so I don't know, but yeah, apparently he was bad in that too. So
Was Ryan Reynolds good as Pikachu?
yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
Apparently a lot of his lines I heard from another podcast. I heard a lot of his lines were like improvised, which makes sense.
Really?
Yeah. So
I feel like improvisation isn't really a common thing in like animation, but then again, I don't really know shit about it, so I can't really say anything. But
yeah,
I feel like when they're like putting in all that money and like the budget for animation stuff, it's like almost very like stick to the
strict.
script.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how that works, but yeah.
Was it
Ryan
kind of a
Reynolds-
movie where it's like you have to really know about Pokemon stuff to really
No,
understand?
not
it?
really. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't explain like a lot, which is good. They kind of just like you should.
They kind
know
of basically
that.
base it on like people watching this probably know
and
at
I'm
least a
pretty,
little
like,
bit.
Like everybody knows a little bit about Pokemon. Like it's so like ingrained in our culture.
I know. I was like, I know a
everybody-
little bit, but it's like very baseline knowledge because I never watched the show. I never played the games or anything. The only thing I ever did was like the first week that Pokemon Go came out, just because it was something to do and people were doing
Yeah.
it.
I don't know.
But I've never really been into it.
Yeah, you don't really need to know a lot. It's just like, do you know who Mewtwo is?
I've heard the name. If I saw it,
Okay.
I'd probably know. But
I mean, yeah, like
I know like Charizard and Pikachu, and that's pretty much
yeah,
it.
like there were some Pokemon that I didn't even recognize because they were in like the newest generations.
Mhm.
But like
oh, you gotta give this movie a 2 out of 10, then they have the new stuff in there.
It's just fucking
the garbage.
Yeah. But they did a pretty good job. I mean, I'd give it like a 6.
Yeah,
5,
I'll probably watch it. Probably
5.
not in theaters though.
Yeah,
probably be a movie to wait till like it's on Redbox or something.
Yeah, Pikachu is adorable in that movie. Just want to hug him.
Yeah, I seen like the trailers. I was like, yeah, it looks weird though when Ryan Reynolds' voice is coming out of it though.
Yeah, it is pretty weird.
Like a 40-year-old man.
Yeah, man.
It's funny that you brought up Jurassic World because like I've never really been into Jurassic Park like at all.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the first one was okay, and that's pretty much it. Like the original one.
Really, I don't even think I've ever seen the original one.
I think it's pretty good. I think I watched a little bit of 2 or 3, and I was kind of like meh. Yeah. But then I watched the Chris Pratt Jurassic World, and I wasn't really a huge fan of it.
Yeah, I thought I think I probably said this on the podcast so many times, but I think that's like the most overrated movie of all time. Like it's not.
Isn't it like
good.
top 5 in like box office?
Yes, it's like one of the biggest grossing movies of all time, and I watched it and like. It was okay. Like, it's a fucking movie. The acting is awful. It's literally the worst acting I've ever seen in, like, a big budget movie. And, like, the characters are just so dumb. Like, they're just, like...
Yeah, they were pretty dumb.
Like, we even talked about this I remember when I first watched it. They literally have a part where, like, the 2 kids are, like, on the plane. And, like, the younger kid, like, starts crying. And he's like, their parents are getting divorced. Oh, my gosh. And then they just never talk about it for the rest of the movie. And they're just like, what the fuck is happening? It's like... It's like a dumb plot line. Chris Pratt's character is dumb, but at least he plays it good. Everybody else is just so bland. Yeah, it's just so boring. Like the dinosaurs look more real in the original ones than the new ones. The new ones just like, oh, it's CGI, cool. And the original ones, they had like actual like models of dinosaurs,
like
for a
the
lot
animatronics
of
or whatever.
Yeah, it's actually made it look real instead of now it's just like, oh, cool, a CGI dinosaur. I can see that.
Have they already come out with like a whole trilogy of those? Didn't a third one come out recently, or was it just the second?
No, the second one just came out.
Okay, for some reason I kept thinking it was the third one that came out recently, and I just totally missed one.
No.
But I've heard the second one's even like worse than the first one.
Yeah.
Like based on just public opinion.
I never even saw the second one. I was like,
I haven't either. I've just heard that it's not that great.
I just remember seeing the first one, and I was like, okay, that was okay. And then it just made so much money, and everyone was saying how good it is, and I was like,
well, I feel like everyone that I've talked to, they're like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like nobody really liked it, but like it was like the reboot of
it.
Jurassic Park, so they're at least interested, and it just I don't know.
Yeah,
and like, oh, Chris Pratt's coming off Guardians of the Galaxy. He's like the hot actor now.
That's true.
I don't know. I like Chris Pratt, but it's like sometimes if it's like not a very good role for him, he like really doesn't pull it off. But if it hits, it really hits for him. Because I think he's really good in Parks and Rec.
Yeah, he's really good in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Good show.
I want to go back and watch that show. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Really?
Yeah. Didn't you watch the entire series of that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I don't think I've watched the whole series. I've just seen like a few episodes here and there.
Yeah, you should just watch from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
It's super good.
Yeah.
Some compare it to The Office, how good it is. I still think The Office is better, but...
Yeah. I mean, Parks and Rec's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, have you heard of the news about Sonic? They're remaking him.
Oh yeah, I did. I saw. I did see that trailer, and I was like, that was just a weird design
Yeah, it
choice.
looks so bad.
But I was like, how did they get Jim Carrey for this?
I don't know. It looked like everybody's saying like how dumb Sonic looks, but even just the movie looks dumb. Like it just looks like fucking.
No matter what he looked like, I wasn't gonna be interested in the Sonic movie.
No, it looks like fucking the Woody Woodpecker movie. Did you ever see that? It's like the newest one.
I didn't even know they made a new one, but I've seen like the old cartoons of Woody.
I think it might have been like a straight to DVD movie, but I watched it on like a YouTube.
You watched a straight to DVD?
No, I didn't watch it. I watched a YouTube video about how shitty it was.
Oh, okay.
And like everything that I've seen from the Sonic movie just reminds me of that. Just like just stupid animation and just like dumb little like because like Woody Woodpecker's super fast.
Yeah.
So like
same with Roadrunner. It's like, what's up with all these like really fast characters?
But just Woody Woodpecker and Sonic are both super fast, and there's parts in the movie in Woody Woodpecker where like hunters are shooting bullets at him, and then he like stops and like the bullets are coming. He's like, oh, and then he just like they're coming super slow because he's so fast. And that was like the same feel as Sonic when like all the rockets are going at him, and he's like, oh, I'm Sonic. Who the fuck cares? I'll just run right past it.
What was Woody the Woodpecker's arch nemesis?
Hunters. I don't fucking know.
Humans.
It's a terrible movie.
Mankind. It's a real social like
yeah, Woody Woodpecker versus the world. That's how it was.
Yeah,
it was wild.
It always just like those kind of movies reminds me of just like the old Looney Tunes kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch any of those cartoons?
I mean, I remember on Cartoon Network when they always played like an hour long like little bit of all the shorts that they.
I think they had it on Boomerang a lot.
Oh yeah, Boomerang is amazing.
Yeah.
I remember
is
like
that channel still around?
Yeah,
I think it's just like on the premium.
Yeah, you have to pay a lot for it. But I just remember it's always like for 1 month out of every year they make it free for some reason, and now I would just record fucking everything because then once the subscription is done I can still watch it.
Yeah,
that's when they would show like Father's Home for Imaginary Friends. They'd show like 4 episodes a day, and I just record every single one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was great. Best time of the year.
Almost, even though you probably have access to it another way, but it's not the same.
Well, now it's Hulu, but like
now
it's on Hulu, but that's before. That was the pre-Netflix and Hulu days.
Yeah, I think we had some seasons of Looney Tunes like at my grandparents' house or something. I actually really like them. Even though they're like 1950s or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever they just
Super
came
fun
out.
to watch though.
Yeah. Didn't they come out with like a Baby Looney Tunes or something like that?
Oh my gosh, I love Baby Looney. I think it was yesterday.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Really?
I used
to always watch it every day before school. Like in elementary school, it was always like that played at 9 and school started at 9:15. So I'd watch the first like 10 minutes like while my mom was fucking like tying my shoes. I'm just like staring at the TV, and then we'd just race out the door and she would take me to school.
When was that? Like in elementary school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was like a fucking minute away from the school, so it wasn't a big deal. But
yeah, I remember you missed a lot of school.
I missed so much school. I was probably late 70% of the days.
There's no excuse for that when you live that close. Too.
Yeah, I could walk there in like 2 minutes. But I remember I'd always walk into like the front office, and this one lady, Miss Fish, we were super good friends with her. And pretty much all she would do is she would just like have a little blue rectangle piece of paper, and she would just do a little squiggle on it and give it to me, and that was like the late pass.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, "Oh, thanks, Miss Fish." I'd take it. I'd walk into class and I'd just hand it to my teacher. I would walk back to my desk and I'd just see my teacher just crumple up and throw it in the trash. Or like, they don't fucking care.
Yeah.
And so I just did that every day.
What are they gonna do, bitch or something? Like they don't give a shit.
Well, in elementary school, at least I showed up.
Yeah, the grades don't matter.
Yeah.
I got a 1.
Yeah, they gave me a check plus. Oh, thanks, lady.
I remember in 5th grade I got straight 1s, and that was pretty cool.
Oh my gosh. I always wanted them to be like A grades and stuff. That was like my dream. I was
like, oh yeah, I can't wait till we get the letter grades. That's when we're really going to be adults.
Yeah, because then like all the TV shows, everybody would get letter grades, and we were getting like, oh, I got a check minus because my paper was so bad. I want a check or a check plus.
Check minus, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is so dumb. I was like, why can't they just give us an A or B or C or whatever?
I think in 3rd grade, I think I was just like half retarded or something. But I think I would do all the homework assignments and then just like leave them at home or something, or forget to turn them in.
Really?
Because I think I got a 3 on like assignment completion, like consistency or something. I don't know. I just vaguely remember like just being terrible at that, even though I did all the assignments. I think I was just stupid in that one regard. Like, what was I doing?
Left it at home every day.
Yeah, I don't understand what I was doing. Because I don't know. Because I remember I would go home and that would be the first thing I do whenever I went home was do the homework.
Huh.
And I was like, I don't know what I was doing. But I remember 3rd grade was kind of cool, where we had like the good choice tickets.
Yeah.
To where you could save up. I think it was either for like a snack for like 5, or you could like choose your seating assignment if like you got 4 of your friends to like save up a bunch of them or something.
Yeah, I think that's what we always did.
Yeah, or you could do like a lunch or something, which like I don't know, it's not really the same to like being able to choose your seating assignment to be with your best friends for a few months or something or whatever.
Yeah.
Those are always fun though.
It's always weird how in elementary school we didn't even get to sit next to like other people in different classes. We literally just had to sit with our own class. It's like, and then if we like turn to talk to another class, like, hey, turn around. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why can't I talk to my friend? It's so dumb.
Yeah, they kind of tried doing that like weird, like doing like 1 hour a day in a different class kind of thing.
Yeah.
In 6th grade, where like you would go to a different class for either writing or science.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just thought that was weird. Because I'm like, it's not like the other teachers can't do the same thing. They're just teaching a different set of kids.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I remember, oh, well, this doesn't really have to do with it, but back to lunch. I remember there'd always be, like, every class would have, like, one long table for everybody in the class, but there's always one table where it was, like, 2 small ones. Yeah. And I remember one of them was always all guys, and the other was all girls, and it was so fucking funny. So you'd never see anyone on the other side.
Oh, yeah, because, like, the tables, were you talking about elementary school?
Yeah.
Jordan's kind of, like, divided up into sections a little bit, where you could sit, like, 3 in, like, one section, but it was still, like, a connected table kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
I remember in middle school, I think we had like a table, it was like a circle table, and we had like 10 people on it or something, and they were like going to take a picture of the yearbook. Like, look how many fucking kids there are on this table.
Yeah,
and I remember they're taking a picture, and you like jumped in front of my face, and they were like waving your hand
because I was so fucking pissed. Because every day I would sit there and I had to fucking squeeze my fat ass in there because I would be like sitting in between the seats. There'd be like a little section between. I had to be like crouching down just to sit with all my friends. Then the day they took the picture, like 10 more people ran over to be in the picture with us, even though they never sat there before.
Oh yeah, those bandwagon bitches.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm getting in this fucking picture. I don't care. You have to
fuck you,
push
Zach.
out of the way. Yeah.
Did they end up even putting that in the yearbook?
Yeah, they did.
They did.
Yeah,
that same picture.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I can't remember if I could see or not. I don't know.
Man, the middle school yearbook was such a joke. They spelled my name wrong like 2 separate times in that yearbook. Because I was on the basketball team for like JV or something in middle school, which was quite the accomplishment. And they spelled my name like Zack, and then my last name was like Sigworth. Just totally butchered it. Like it wasn't even close. I was like, that's like the only page I'm in the yearbook. It's not even my picture and my name spelled wrong.
Jeez.
They did that in the high school yearbook where they put like Zach Sigworth, and then they put like Zarchery Sigworth, like on like a separate line under my name. Like they put they put my name in twice, but one of them was spelled wrong.
Jeez.
I was like, that doesn't even make sense. Like they don't catch that when they're like hitting enter and typing in the next page in the index.
Only students do it. You think middle schoolers are gonna make a good yearbook? No,
that was high school.
Oh really?
That was a senior yearbook.
You think high school students are gonna make a good yearbook? Fuck no.
Probably because that's their whole life at that point, is just making like a good yearbook.
Yeah. Jeez. I remember on graduation we had like it's always like the juniors, like the year below us, their class council is supposed to like read the names for the outgoing seniors. And they were fucking awful.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say their names, but like it was so bad. I remember like we went to like a practice run where we could like, you know, write down on our card or tell them like how to say our names, so we did all that shit, and they were still like super bad at like announcing it. They're probably fucking high or something. Because then once regular graduation came around, they said names like so wrong. They're saying like, it's like for one girl, Kaylin, they said like Caitlin or something. It was so wrong, and like she was so pissed.
The guy that said my name actually got it right, which never happens.
Really?
I'm pretty sure he got mine right. Like I was like kind of nervous about like not tripping or making an ass of myself, so I wasn't really listening that hard.
Oh yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he got it right. It's really weird when that happens because I think one teacher in my life has actually gotten it right on the first try, and it was actually in college.
Jeez.
Like he's like, Zach Sigworth? Yeah. I was like, holy shit, yeah, you got it right. I almost didn't even raise my hand because I wasn't expecting it.
So floored by it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean,
my name is spelled really weird.
I'm gonna guess.
I mean, it's like basically you say it like if you drop the E and make the A and O.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like if nobody's ever heard it, it doesn't surprise me the way they say it, like Seaworth.
Yeah. I mean, my name's pretty easy. It's only 2 syllables. So
Moor?
Yeah. Oh man, I remember in elementary school we had like a spelling day. It was like a spelling contest or something, and like it was all the words we had to spell right, and one of the words was more, and like a bunch of kids in the class spelled it like my last name. They're a bunch of idiots, like, fucking dumbasses.
But dumbass kids that never make it in this industry.
Yeah. Oh jeez.
I remember I really liked the spelling bee, and I was really pissed at myself one time because I spelled general wrong.
Oh my gosh, you fucking idiot.
I know, I think I left out the E and the R or something. I think I just did like GENRAL or something. General.
I don't really remember having an actual spelling bee in elementary school.
I actually thought they were kind of fun.
Yeah.
Nowadays I can't spell for shit, but back then I was like, okay at spelling 5-letter words.
Yeah, I would love to go on the spelling bee. I was so smart in elementary school. Could have shown off my talent.
I know, like the only way I can spell, even nowadays, is like it's hard for me to just say the word. I have to like kind of write it out.
Yeah.
I've always had that problem. I don't know why. Where I just feel like an idiot. It's like, how do I spell like a super simple word like Xbox? I gotta write it out.
Like an Xbox. Jeez. I don't really have that problem. I don't know. I was pretty smart.
Alright.
Yeah.
Missed all that time and still got straight A's, huh?
Yeah, no, it's fucking genius. I remember in kindergarten, we literally had like half days. Like I'd be there for the morning.
Yeah, AM and PM.
Yeah, and I was there for the morning, and my mom would like sometimes like volunteer to be the helper for that day to help the teacher around, and I'd be like, Mom, can we go home? And she's like, sure, and we just fucking leave class early. I'll have to be there for like 3 hours, and I still
Man,
left.
you're spoiled when I come to that shit.
I know, I'm spoiled brat. But look where I am now, one of the best podcasts in the
We're on
West
Spotify.
Side. Yeah.
Mom, I'm on not TV, but I'm on the phone.
I'm on the airwaves.
Yeah. I'm on SoundCloud, Mom. I made it.
And we're on Spotify.
Yeah.
Speaking of big news, if you go on IMDb and if you look at the Jack and Jill cast, me and Zach found a loophole to get our names in there.
You got to start somewhere
exciting.
in this industry,
Yeah.
so we're starting at the very bottom and gonna work our way up.
Oh man, I remember when you first told me, or like, so pretty much what happened is I was going on IMDb Pro to cancel my subscription because it was charging me, I thought, and so I went on it, and then I remember I got distracted, and I was like, I wonder what this one movie got on IMDb. So I just looked at a random movie, and I was like, oh, interesting. And then I saw a button that said, like, add to cast, and I was like, what the fuck? So I clicked it, and they're like, were you in the movie and uncredited? You can add yourself to the cast. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, what's the worst movie of all time? And I was like, oh, Jack and Jill. So I went to the fucking Jack and Jill, add to cast, and then I said, I remember, the only thing I remember from that movie was they go to a movie theater. So I was like, oh, I'll be movie theater customer number 3. That sounds right. So I sent it in with my fucking rectal exam picture, my profile picture of me in the hospital again.
You're like, yeah, that guy looks like he'd be a Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
That's an uncredited role.
Yeah, so they said, they usually try to get back to you quick. And like,
They are
whatever.
fast on that
Well,
shit.
but I didn't even know. I didn't get an email back or anything. So I was like,
yeah, I don't think. Well, they might send you an email, but I never check my email that it's linked to.
Oh, well, I didn't get an email because I remember like a week went by and I was like, I probably didn't get it. Worst case.
I didn't get the part.
Yeah, worst case scenario, I just made an intern have to rewatch Jack and Jill. That's pretty funny. But then it was Mom's weekend, and I was drinking with my mom at like kind of like a kickback party thing. And I remember getting a text from you saying like, "Oh my gosh, your IMDb page, that's hilarious." And I was like, "No fucking way!" So I went to my page that said I was on there, and so I looked in the cast of Jack and Jill, scrolled down a bit.
I know there's like 300 people in that movie. Or something.
There's so many, and I
and
scrolled
we're at like
down.
the very bottom.
Yeah, but if you look at it and you scroll down, me and Zach are there because I told Zach and he got
Yeah,
it.
he's
So,
movie theater customer number 3 and I'm movie theater customer number 4.
Yeah.
And also, I am movie theater customer number 4 in Benchwarmers 2 Breaking Balls.
Yeah. So pretty much our plan, if I remember to do this, I'll fucking start tomorrow. Is just go on my laptop and just start going through every shitty movie and just try to put in myself as an uncredited movie theater customer and just see how many I can get on.
I know,
there.
we were watching Employee of the Month that Jessica Simpson's in, and I was like, that'd be funny if I just went through every single Jessica Simpson movie and just added myself into the cast.
It's like, damn, these two are really quite the tandem.
Hey Jessica, I'm over here, movie theater customer number 4 in 10 of your movies.
Oh man.
Why don't you make me number 1?
Yeah, seriously. Just give me the part, please, my big break.
I know, I'm always just like, the thought that goes through my head is like, if I do that, I'm just gonna get like a random message from like some actual like movie guy. Like,
Yeah, nothing. Like, hey, you want to be an extra in our
No,
film?
the exact opposite.
Oh.
Like, can you please stop pulling this shit?
Yeah.
Because you're pissing everybody in the industry.
Yeah, you're ahead of me now on the IMDb star meter because you've been in so many movies.
I do-
but you
I
have
do-
not been in these movies.
I do think it's funny, like, if I go on IMDb Pro and I go on like Johnny Depp's page, it's like, you have worked on one thing in common with Johnny Depp. And I'm like, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Johnny, hit me up. We've worked together before. We've worked in the industry, Johnny.
You could
Don't
probably like
remember?
send him a message and be like, "Hey, we worked in the same movie. Do you remember me?"
Do you remember me as movie theater customer number 4, Jack and Jill in 2011? It's funny because Johnny Depp probably doesn't even remember doing that because he was also an uncredited role in that movie, I'm pretty sure.
He probably added himself too. He's like, "This is gonna be hilarious." I'm fucking.
And then I think Kobe Bryant had an uncredited role, so technically you've worked on the same film.
Yeah, I
as Kobe
saw that
Bryant.
too. I was like, "When was Kobe Bryant in this fucking movie?"
Yeah, as an uncredited role, it's like you think Kobe Bryant will get credited for a cameo appearance.
Yeah.
Was he just like walking around in the background? So I was like, is that Kobe Bryant in the back?
I just imagine Kobe Bryant seeing the movie Jack and Jill as like a trailer. He's like, "I need to be in that movie. That movie looks so
the movie,
good.
the trailer's already at the
Yeah.
movies, made. He's like, I need to be in it.
Put me in the movie. I don't care
Put me
if
in
the
the
movie's
post-credit
done.
scene.
Yeah, fucking add me in." Oh man,
Man, I remember watching Jack and Jill. I was like, this is like the most shit
it's
movie.
so bad.
Adam
everything.
Sandler's Joe voice, I think, is nails on a chalkboard. Who signed off on this? And I guess he did because it's his own company, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Happy Madison Productions.
Yeah. They come up sometimes at the most random times. You're just watching a random movie and you're like, wait, this is an Adam Sandler production?
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? It just ruins your mood. You're like, fuck.
You're like, oh, I'm in for a ride.
Yeah. I actually like Adam Sandler. I mean, his movies now are shit.
I mean, all he does is straight to Netflix movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. If same with like David Spade, he's kind of fallen for it.
David Spade doesn't do shit anymore.
All he does is like the Adam Sandler's Netflix movies, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kevin James is pretty much the same. He doesn't really do much.
Well, he has a sitcom because he resurrected his.
Oh yeah, Kevin Can Wait.
Yeah.
No,
that's what he's doing now.
Ugh.
King of Queens. Didn't that go on for like 10 years, and now he's just redoing the whole show?
King of Queens was a good show. I liked it.
Yeah, I know. I've seen a few episodes. I was like, that's pretty good. But I'm not like, man, I really need more of this after a 10-season run.
Oh man.
I remember liking Grown Ups when it first came out.
Yeah, me too. I remember seeing that, and I was like, oh, that's so good. But I rewatched it.
It was like these comedy legends coming together for this.
I know. I rewatched it, though, and it's fucking awful. It's so bad. When was the last time you watched it?
Probably like 2012, maybe?
Okay, yeah, if you rewatch it now, the comedy's pretty bad. It's dumb.
I know
there's some good parts, but...
Grown Ups 2 is such a weird movie.
Grown Ups 2 is shitty.
I think I watched that like less than a year ago.
Really?
Because I think it was on TV, and we just had it on. I'm like, this is terrible.
Yeah, Grown Ups 2 is really bad.
I remember there was like a 30-minute scene in that movie where they're having like a cookout at Adam Sandler's house, and there's just like a random frat party that comes up, and they have like a fight between like the 50-year-old parents and the college frat guys.
With Taylor Lautner.
Yeah,
he was the funniest part of that movie.
And Shaquille O'Neal's there. He plays like a cop or something.
Yeah, there's so much dumb shit in that movie. But and then what is it? Oh yeah, I rewatched Paul Blart though. That actually holds up. I think it's actually pretty damn funny.
When he plays Detroit Rock City on Rock Band, you really feel that.
Oh yeah, that's great. I mean, like our movie, because I listen to like a podcast where it's like actual people that enjoy, cinema.
Actual critics.
Yeah, and they actually like talk about
not me
real
and
movies
that have starred in Jack and Jill. Like,
yeah, we've actually been in movies. Yeah, but like. I don't know. I watched a movie like Paul Blart, and I'm like, this is a good movie, but they'd probably be like, this movie fucking sucks, worst movie ever.
Oh, for sure.
But
I've never seen 2 though, because I've never.
Oh no, don't.
I never had the desire to watch a sequel to Paul Blart.
Paul Blart 2 is really bad. I mean, it has what was her name? Gina Rodriguez, whatever her name is.
She's in that.
Yeah, the girl from Austin and Alley.
Oh, I'm thinking of somebody. I was thinking of Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh no,
from Fast and the Furious.
No, she's not in that.
She went from Fast and the Furious to Paul Blart.
No,
I just think my favorite line of the first one is like when he's putting peanut butter in the pie. He's like, feels the cracks of the heart. Go away, pain.
Such a good movie.
I just remember watching the movie the first time and just dying at like his dating website montage on like the.
Oh yeah, him riding the Segway.
Segway, yeah. Couldn't think of the name for it for some reason.
Yeah, you should rewatch that. That's a good movie. All those listeners out there, if you want to rewatch a good movie, Paul Blart Mall Cop it holds up.
Yeah, don't see Endgame, but watch Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Yeah, please. Oh man,
what would you actually give Paul Blart Mall Cop a rating if you were to give it one?
I think, honestly, see, I'm trying to compare it to different movies, but there's some different genres. Because honestly, about rewatchability, I'd say Paul Blart Mall Cop is possibly better than Detective Pikachu, even though it's probably like an unpopular opinion because they're just so different.
That's such a weird category because you could have like an amazing movie that's like 3 hours long or something, like Schindler's List or something. That's not something that's like I'm gonna watch this every day.
Yeah, well, I don't know, say Thor 2, it has great production value and all that stuff, but I'd rather watch Paul Blart than Thor 2 right now. It's kind of who I am and
like me, I usually prefer hour and a half comedies over a 2.5 hour superhero movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I just don't care enough about the superheroes universes to stick around for too long. But it's on those comedies, it's I can just have it on in the background and still have fun kind of watching it.
Yeah,
instead of a movie like that where it's you have to be paying attention.
Yeah.
But what about Grown Ups? What would you give that out of 10?
Honestly, Paul Blart I think I'd give a 6. 6. And I think Grown Ups I'd give it a 3.
I was gonna say 3 too.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty. Grown Ups 2 I'd give it
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I have the picture of the movie in my head and I've seen it several times, when I was younger. Yeah. So I was I don't think I need to watch it again.
All the jokes are just it's a lot more cringier when you watch it another time.
Yeah.
It's oh fuck.
I just remember the beginning, isn't it, when this kid's playing a game? It's Granny Overboard. He's just murdering the people on the boat.
Yeah.
And then didn't the daughter drive the car through the house or something.
You just drove in the backyard.
Oh.
I don't know.
It's not too bad.
Good, great memories, Zach. The very beginning of Grown Ups.
Yeah. I, speaking of like film or TV or whatever, I finished Game of Thrones because they had that series finale.
Never saw one episode.
Never saw one episode? I think you told me you're gonna start it, and then I guess you never did.
Well, like, I thought about it. I just know that if I start it, I'm gonna get really into it, and then I'm not gonna be able to stop watching it. But now that
the series is over, you can binge through the entire thing and not like have to wait for anything.
Yeah, except I heard that the series finale is super shitty. So
it's
disappointing.
I will say that the last season was probably the weakest season out of all of them, but I don't think it's as bad as people were making it out to be.
Really?
Yeah, like I thought the battle scenes were like...
Can I have some of that?
Yeah,
go ahead. I asked Zach for some water and I tried to do it silently, but whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, like the battle scenes were pretty insane. And the series finale, it was like pretty predictable and like anticlimactic, but I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
Like it was just kind of like, okay. Because I mean, when you're trying to wrap up a series like of that size, I don't think no matter what you do, it's going to end up that well for like how the fans look at it, you know?
Yeah.
For a series that's like that big and going on for that long, I mean, I don't think there's really a way you can get it where everyone's going to be happy.
Yeah, finales are always just like, it's going to be shitty for a lot of people. Like, a lot of people are just like, what the fuck, this is dumb. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean, like, Game of Thrones is such a good series. Like,
yeah.
You can, I honestly have like the whole series on Blu-ray. You can just borrow it out and give a shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right.
You're going to go home with a lot of stuff to watch.
Yeah, fuck. I'm gonna have, Game of Thrones, John Wick. So many.
In that order.
Yeah.
No, but like, yeah, because I got it lent to me like seasons 1 through 6, and I think I watched them in like 2 months, which is pretty like impressive for like each season is like 10 episodes and they're each like an hour each.
Yeah, holy shit.
Each episode's like an hour.
Oh gosh.
So it's always fun when you look at like a series. Like I think if you look at that box, it'll tell you like the total runtime for seasons 1 through 7 on it.
Yeah, I'll check.
Luke's grabbing it right now. He's going to give us an official reading.
Alright, let's see. Official runtime. There's 30 discs.
Does it say on there? Let's see.
Let's see.
Oh, here we go. Approximately 3,794 minutes.
So what's that? Wait, so like
3,794 divided by 60.
So about 3,800. If we want to.
Yeah, if you want to round it up.
Yeah, sure. Get my calculator out. Trusty calculator. 3,800 divided by 60. That's 63.3 hours.
So it's about like 2.5 days of straight watching, which is actually not as long as I was expecting.
Oh, jeez.
Just because I feel like it took me a long time to get through the series, but I'd say it's well worth it. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I guess I'll take your word for it. I might have to look into it, but we'll see. It's gonna be a lot of fucking watching. I mean, it's not like I'm doing anything for the next month, so.
Yeah, you'll have time.
Yeah. Got about 2 hours of hard work.
I know, I
had
to remember to cancel my HBO Now subscription so I didn't get charged for it again. Because I just renewed it during the season 8 so I could watch it as it came out. There's some pretty cool stuff on HBO, but I was like, I don't really want to pay like $20 a month just for that one subscription service.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already paying for too many subscriptions, I think, at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Still paying for Spotify. I haven't even fucking used it in 2 months of our damn podcast.
Really?
But now that, well, you.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like just actually like listening to music on there.
Spotify all the time. No. But now that it's summer, for me at least, we are going to be posting hopefully a lot more because I've got nothing going on. So Zach and
So you hear now every month and a half.
Yep.
There's an episode.
If we don't record in the next 2 weeks, it's Zach's fault. So.
Yeah, okay.
Because I have absolutely nothing going on. I have work on June 3rd.
Then how would that be my fault if you have nothing going on?
Because it's up to you. I'm ready to record whenever, anytime, any day. It's up to you to make the time, Zach.
Okay, we're gonna crank out 10 episodes tonight.
No goodie. It's gonna be a 2-parter just like the last one.
Oh god.
Let's get the drinks flowing.
No, we need like 4 guests to crank out a 3-hour episode.
Yeah, jeez. We need to get more guests again. We'll have guests very soon. We have a lot lot of people knocking on the door trying to get in.
They're like, "Hey, I saw that you were on Jack and Jill, and we really want to."
Yeah, exactly.
We really want on the podcast. This is going to be our big break.
Oh, jeez. I keep trying to get a one guy that we knew from high school on the podcast. I messaged him again. Still won't answer back. Pissing me off. You know who you are.
He's like, I'm going to lose it. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess. Cry every night because of him. Thank you.
And then you can explain how much you hate him on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, fuckface.
It was a trap.
Oh, man.
It's like, you thought you wanted to be on this podcast, huh? Trying to get the fame, huh?
Think you're better than me?
Think you're better than me?
So yeah, if you're
12 followers on SoundCloud.
If you're listening to this and want to be a guest on the podcast, seriously, message us on our Instagram or Twitter
Please,
page.
for the love of God.
Yeah, message us on our Instagram page at DTPodcast11.
Or you can message our Twitter that we haven't activated in a long time.
Yeah.
Was it like DT Podcast 11 on Twitter or something?
Yeah, same thing. I forgot the login was. I haven't even logged into that account in a long time. I've probably gotten so many messages of like famous people asking to be on. I just have no idea.
That would have been hilarious if you like go on there and there's like full conversations of just like a celebrity messaging you like, "Hey, how's it going? Just want to be on the podcast." And be like, question mark, anybody there? And then just like, "Fuck you."
Fucking Kyle Massey answered me.
And you weren't there.
That'd be so sad. Oh man.
Yeah, Kyle Massey, if you're listening and you're a big fan.
I think he might be in jail now. I know he got a...
That's fine.
Jeez. I got sent on Twitter from someone from high school who sent me a tweet about how he was caught like talking to underage girls or something and like sending them.
Oh, that's why
pictures.
he was doing that add me on Snapchat thing.
What?
Remember you were like you were friends with Kyle Massey on Snapchat for a little bit?
He did not send me anything, unfortunately. He just opened them and left me on red. Those are the good old days, though. Oh,
apparently it says he was sued. I don't think he's in jail.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, but it says Disney star Kyle Massey sued for allegedly sending sexually explicit material to a 13-year-old.
Jeez, Kyle.
Life is rough.
Yeah, fuck. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember the good old days when I had him on Snapchat. I would just, I'd be playing Rocket League or something, and I'd just send him a picture of Rocket League and be like, "Hey, what's up? You like Rocket League?" And then he'd open it like an hour later and then just not respond.
Because he'd probably just like spam go through all of them. Like he probably wasn't even like paying attention to what they said.
Yeah, but he opened it though. He saw. I asked him. He didn't answer. All he got to do was just send a selfie, be like, "Yeah, bro, I love Rocket League."
Yeah, Kyle, you can redeem yourself in the public image if you go on this podcast. They'll forget about the allegations.
Yeah, come on the Deep Thots podcast. Talk about all those thoughts you were talking to. Jeez.
Yeah, maybe that isn't the best look.
Ugh.
I don't know. We could probably wrap it up now.
Really? What time are we at?
Yeah, we're at like 52 minutes.
Nice. That was a good comeback episode.
Good comeback
after
episode.
2 months of nothing. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Thanks for listening. Welcome. Thank you for listening to the Movie Rating Podcast, where we rate all our favorite nostalgic movies.
What's new?
Yeah.
It's pretty much like every podcast at this point. It feels like.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. We need to talk about more current events.
Like what?
I don't exactly. Yeah. Well, I haven't even checked, so I don't even know.
I don't watch the news. Anyways, thank you for listening to the Deep Thoughts podcast, and follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Tell your friends about us. We're on Spotify, SoundCloud. Not on YouTube anymore.
Yeah, because they think we're spam.
Yeah, they fucking striked us. Jeez. Anyways, thank you for listening. And alright, we'll high five to end the episode.
Almost
episode
forgot.
19, yeah. Almost episode 20.
21's going to be a drunk episode for sure.
How about just every episode is a drunk episode?
Fine with me, whatever.
Alright, Deep Thoughts Podcast.